ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So, good morning everybody. So, we discussed about thermal properties of matter. In that thermal properties of matter, we discussed about temperature, next expansion of solids, expansion of liquids, expansion of gases, calorimetry, heat transfer. Heat transfer means conduction, convection, radiation, how the heat is transferred from one place to another place. Now, we can go through the topic important, and that is thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. So, that's we can discuss about the next chapter, thermodynamics. The same chapter you have in the chemistry also, but here it is, we can discuss about this in physics concept. So, very important chapter as per objective point of view and IP point of view, whatever it is. So, thermodynamics is very important for us. Next, what is thermodynamics? What is meant by dynamics? So, we are not discussed about that chapter in that mechanics. We did not discuss about that chapter. We discussed only motion in straight line. After that, we have motion in a plane. Next, laws of motion. That laws of motion is nothing but dynamics. So, dynamics means it is the branch of science which deals with the bodies are in motion. Which deals with the bodies are in motion. That is called dynamics. So, how the body comes into motion? How the body comes into motion? By the application of the external force. By the application of the external force, then only the body comes into motion. So, that is the concept of this dynamics. Here thermodynamics. Thermodynamics means due to the heat energy. Thermo in the sense heat, or thermal in the sense heat. So, thermodynamics. So, how the body changes with the heat energy, how the position of the body changes, what are the ways work done, what are like this. So, for example, best example in this situation is, for example, ice block. If you have the ice block, if the ice block is dragged on the surface, let us say it is the tile we have, if the tile surface on the tiles, we consider tiles are the very smooth. Nowadays, each and every house, the base is made up of generally tiles. We considered as what we considered as tiles are the very smooth surfaces. Is it correct or wrong? Of course, it is correct. But for example, if you throw any ball on the surface, what happens? After certain time, the ball comes to rest. After certain time, ball comes to rest. Why the ball comes to rest? If it is the smooth surface, why the ball comes to rest? The ball continues to move. That means, why the ball comes to rest means there exists an opposing force acts on the body. There must be a opposing force acts on the body. What is that opposing force? That opposing force is called frictional force. That opposing force is called frictional force. Due to the frictional force only the ball comes to rest. In the same way, for example, if you drag the ice block on the surface, what happens? Ice must melts. What happens? Ice must melts. Why the ice melts? Melting of ice is nothing but what is the amount of heat energy required to melt the 1 gram of ice, that is Q is equals to ml. So, here Q is equals to ml. So, this is the amount of heat energy supplied to melt the ice. So, what we are doing? The ice block is dragged on the surface. the ice block is dragged on the smooth surface, what happens? Ice must melt. Why the ice melting here? So that is the main concept. So due to the motion of the ice on the surface, the temperature increases. Due to increase in the temperature, the amount of heat energy must be produced. Why the heat energy produced? Let us discuss about that. So for example, this is the mass of the ice block. It is moving with velocity v on the horizontal surface. Horizontal rough surface. Every surface is rough surface. There is no perfect smooth surfaces in this universe. There is no perfect smooth surface in this universe. If this block is moving in the horizontal direction, after certain time, the velocity of the ice block increases or decreases. Here let us say V1. Here V1 must be less than V. V1 must be less than V. If the ice block is moving on the horizontal surface with velocity V, after certain time, let us say the velocity of the body is V1. Definitely V1 must be less than V. Why V1 less than V? Because there is an opposing force acts. What is that opposing force? Frictional force. Due to frictional force, velocity of the body decreases. So kinetic energy, we know the kinetic energy formula is half mv square. Kinetic energy formula is equals to half mv square. So here the body having kinetic energy half mv square, here the body having kinetic energy half mv1 square. So here what we are discussing, V1 is less than V. Final velocity is less than initial velocity. That means which kinetic energy is more here? Ke1 and it is Ke2. Let us say here it is Ke1 half mv square. Here it is Ke2. So that is half mv1 square. Of course, if the ice melts, mass also changes. Mass also changes if the ice melts. So that means here Ke1 must be greater than Ke2. So that means while moving the ice block from this position to this position, certain amount of energy must be decreases. Certain amount of kinetic energy must be decreases. How this kinetic energy decreases? Due to the frictional force. That means the block is moving against the frictional force. Remember one thing, the direction of the frictional force always opposite to the direction of motion of the body. Most of the cases, but in certain cases it helps. So later we can discuss about that in that chapter. So most of the cases, the frictional force opposes the motion of the body. So here this is the motion of the body. Here the frictional force opposes this motion. So that's why here energy of the body decreases. So according to law of conservation of energy, one energy is not possible to create. It is not possible to destroy the energy. Energy is not possible to create. Energy is not possible to destroy. But we can convert one form of energy into another form. That is law of conservation of energy. That means here this change in kinetic energy, decrease in kinetic energy converts into heat energy. So kinetic energy converts into heat energy. One form of energy converts into another form. So that's the concept. So that is the situation. So this is in this chapter we discuss about this, how the heat energy is applied, then how the heat energy converts in different ways, like that. That's we can discuss. So example this is one. So change in kinetic energy, that means decrease in kinetic energy converts into heat energy. One form of energy converts into another form. These concepts are based on law of conservation of energy. What is law of conservation of energy? It is not possible to create the energy, it is not possible to destroy the energy, but we can transfer one form of energy to another form. Certain cases electrical energy converts into heat energy. So for example, a heater, water heater, what is the energy we are supplying? Electrical energy. So that electrical energy converts into heat energy, like that. So that is the situation. Next, and one more situation. For example, if the bullet is fired into the wooden block, if the bullet is fired into the wooden block, so that means, so let us say it is the wooden block and a bullet is fired into the wooden block. So if the bullet penetrates into the wooden block and finally comes to rest, here the let us say its velocity v, and here the velocity of the bullet comes to rest, that is v is equals to 0. Velocity of the bullet must be 0. That means here it is having the kinetic energy half mv square, but here the kinetic energy is 0. Kinetic energy equals to 0. So that means the total kinetic energy of the bullet becomes 0. So total energy must become 0. So total kinetic energy must be wasted. That waste in the kinetic energy converts into heat energy. So that's total kinetic energy converts into heat energy. So that is the one. Now these are the topics we can discuss in thermodynamics. So first, before going to that, again once we can recall what is heat and what is temperature. What is heat and what is temperature. So heat, already we discussed about this, heat and temperature. Heat and temperature. What is heat and what is temperature? So here heat is the form of energy that transfers always from high temperature to low temperature. Heat is the form of energy that exchange of energy takes place always from high temperature to low temperature. So that is, it is the form of energy. Its unit is, already you know this, joule or calorie. But here the conversion is 1 calorie of heat energy is equals to 4.2 joule. This is very, very important conversion here is. 1 calorie of heat energy is equals to 4.2 joule, or 1 joule equals to 1 by 4.2 calories. So this is very important, you have to remember. So then temperature. Temperature, how can you define? Temperature is the thermal condition of a body. Temperature is the thermal condition of a body, whether it is ready to emit heat energy or ready to absorb heat energy. So that means ready to exchange heat energy. So that is a temperature indicates the thermal condition of a body is ready to emit heat energy or ready to absorb heat energy. So that is, or simply in one sentence, how can we discuss it is the degree of hotness or coldness. The degree of hotness or coldness is called temperature. So generally it is unit is Celsius or Fahrenheit or Kelvin. We discussed already this. So this is heat and temperature. But here how can you define 1 calorie of heat energy? 1 calorie, how can you define 1 calorie? So generally how can you define specific heat? Specific heat. So generally it is defined as 1 calorie, amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance, temperature of unit mass of the substance from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. This is called 1 calorie of heat energy. If the of course the temperature difference is 1 unit, but that 1 unit is from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius at particular pressure. So that is called 1 calorie of heat energy. So this is amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 14.5 to 15.5. This is compulsory. So if the temperature differences exist between 4.5 to 15.5, then only that is considered as 1 calorie of heat energy. That is the definition of 1 calorie. So next, What is meant by equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, and finally we can discuss about thermodynamical equilibrium. So first, how can you define thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means, we already discussed in case of temperature. So when the two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium, if the temperature difference between the two bodies is zero, the temperature difference is zero, then those two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. So that means, if two bodies are kept in contacts, one is hot body, another body is cold body, that means heat energy always flows from hot body to cold body in different ways, conduction, convection, radiation, in different ways the heat energy transferred. So that means, after a certain time these two bodies will gain common temperature. So at what instant these two bodies will gain common temperature, then that is called thermal equilibrium situation. Thermal equilibrium. When two bodies are at different temperatures are kept in contact, there exists exchange of heat energy between those two bodies. Up to what extent? Those two bodies will gain common temperature. Up to those two bodies will gain common temperature, then those two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. So that is thermal equilibrium. So simply, thermal equilibrium in the sense, temperature difference is zero. If the temperature difference between the two bodies is zero, then those two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. Simply remember that. Next, what is meant by mechanical equilibrium? Mechanical equilibrium. What is meant by mechanical equilibrium? So for example, if a body of mass m is on the horizontal surface, mechanics come to the laws of motion like that. Whatever it may be the number of forces acting, but the position of the body does not changes. If the position of the body does not changes due to the application of number of forces, then the body is said to be in mechanical. Position of the body does not changes. That means, if the body is at rest, due to the application of these forces, still the body is at rest. Or if the body is in motion with certain speed, due to the application of these forces, still the body moves with same speed. Equilibrium condition means not always at rest. Due to the application of number of forces, generally the position of the body does not changes. That is the concept here. So here these are the forces acting here. Of course, due to these forces, these number of forces, the position of the body does not changes. So that is called mechanical equilibrium. Next, one more thing, chemical equilibrium. What is meant by chemical equilibrium? Of course, the two substances are mixed, but there is no exchange of there is no chemical reaction between these two concepts. That is said to be in chemical equilibrium. When two substances are mixed, but there is no chemical reaction existing between those two substances, or there is no exchange of ions like that. So then we can say that is called chemical equilibrium. There is no exchange of ions, or there is no exchange of the particles, or there is no chemical reaction between those two substances, then those are said to be in chemical equilibrium. Next, any substance must obeys here, any substance that have that is in thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. Any substance that is in thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and or any substance obeys these three properties, then that is said to be, then that body is in thermodynamical equilibrium. Thermodynamical equilibrium. Or if any substance that satisfies these three properties, so what are the properties? Thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. Any object that having these properties, thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium, then that body is said to be in thermodynamical equilibrium. Thermodynamical equilibrium. So that is the, how can you define thermodynamical equilibrium? Means any body must be in thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, then we can say that it is the thermodynamical equilibrium. Next, in thermodynamical equilibrium, so what is the system and what is the surroundings? What is system and what is surroundings? That is called, this is the main important things in thermodynamics. What is meant by the system and what is meant by the surroundings. System and surroundings. So system, what is considered as a system? So our personal computer is a system, not that like that. Sir, simply in case of this, thermodynamics means exchange of heat energy. Exchange of heat energy, that must be takes place. Generally, heat engine, refrigerator and heat engine, refrigerator. These are the thermodynamical systems. So refrigerator is a thermodynamical system. So that means how the heat energy exchanges in case of refrigerator. How the heat energy exchanges in case of refrigerator. So we are keeping the objects in the refrigerator due to the external agency. What is the external agency? Electric current. We are using electric current. Due to the external agency, that object, so that means extra heat energy. Of course, we are keeping the some objects in the refrigerator for directly milk packet, early morning milk packet. So milk boy drop one milk packet in front of your door. Directly we keep that milk packet in that refrigerator. At that instant, the temperature of the milk packet and milk is greater than temperature of the refrigerator. No doubt about that. After certain time, it's cooling. So that means the temperature decreases, means the heat energy lost by the milk. The heat energy lost by the milk. Where that heat energy goes? So that means the refrigerator absorbs that heat energy and performs certain amount of work. Extra heat energy reflected in the back side of the refrigerator. Back side of the refrigerator is somewhat hot. Back side of the refrigerator is somewhat hot. So outcoming heat energy absorbs heat energy and rejected heat energy, like that. So like that. So that means that is one system that is performing certain amount of work there. Refrigerator performing certain amount of work. And heat engine means heat energy must be converted into mechanical energy converts into heat energy, or heat energy converts into mechanical energy. The conversion of heat energy to the mechanical energy. Heat engine. So in the previous olden days, The trains must run with the help of the steam. Trains run with the help of the steam. Coal, burning of the coal that produces the steam. Due to that steam, the train runs on the track. So that is steam engine. So here the heat energy converts into mechanical work. So to calculate that, what is meant by system? What is the system? The train is the system. The heat engine is the system. Is the refrigerator is the system. Like that. What is considered as a system here? System in the sense a region in the space. A region in the space having certain boundaries or not. Having certain particular boundaries or imaginary boundaries. Imaginary boundaries. Maybe that really exist, or we can assume that boundaries really exist, or we can assume. So that is called a system. Having certain boundaries is considered as the system. For example, it is the space. So I am considering, see here, this is one system. So here I am considering this imaginary like this, certain space in the surroundings. That is a system. So what is the medium in that? Air is the medium. This is air is having certain temperature. The air is having certain pressure. So that is considered as a system generally. So whatever it may be the situation, a region in space, certain amount of region, that region is having particular boundaries or imaginary boundaries. Just here I am assuming this one. See here, this is assuming this one. This is a system. Next, what are the surroundings? Surroundings means the space around the system. The space around the system is called surroundings. See here let us say I am assuming this is the system, so the small region in space. So the total environment around this system is called surroundings. The total space around this system is called surroundings. So for example, this room is considered as a system. I am considering this room as a system. The total environment around this room is considered as surroundings. Remaining all are considered as surroundings. Simply system and surroundings. For example, I am the system. All these are surroundings. Like that. Whatever it may be the system, the space around that everything is nothing but the surroundings. That is the system and surroundings. So what are the types of systems we have? Types of systems we have. So first one is closed system. Next one is open system. Next one is isolated system. What is meant by the closed system? These are the three types of systems: closed system, open system, isolated system. Closed system means the system that can exchange heat energy, exchange heat energy with surroundings but not exchange of water. This is considered as the closed system. The system that can exchange heat energy with the surroundings. The system that can exchange heat energy with surroundings but not exchange, but there is no exchange of matter. Heat energy can be exchanges, but matter does not exchanges. That is called the closed system. Best example, the closed system. So pressure cooker, for example, if the rice is boiling in the pressure cooker, if you observe the whistle, only certain amount of heat energy exchanges, but matter, what is the matter here? Rice, that does not exchanges with surroundings. That is called closed system. Or one more thing, in thermodynamics, what is considered as the closed system means a cylindrical vessel with movable piston. Cylindrical vessel with movable piston, that is considered as a closed system. So pressure cooker and just in thermodynamics, what is considered as the closed system is cylindrical vessel with movable piston. That means, so this is the cylindrical vessel with movable piston. So this piston can move inwards or outwards. So that is considered as closed system. So there is no exchange of matter, but exchange of heat energy. Only exchange of heat energy, but matter does not exchanges. Matter does not exchanges. That is the situation. So next, open system. Open system means the system that can exchange both heat energy, the system that can exchange both heat energy and matter with surroundings. The system that can exchange both heat energy and matter with surroundings, that is considered as open system. So heat energy exchanges as well as matter also exchanges. So example, any open vessel, or for example, water is heating in a open vessel. Water is heating in a open vessel. For example, if the water is heating in a open vessel, water evaporates. After certain time, water evaporates. That means water converts into steam. It evaporates. So that means matter also exchanging. What is the matter here? Water. Water is the matter. So water also exchanging with the surroundings, and heat energy also exchanging. Heat energy exchanges as well as matter also exchanges. Then that is considered as the open system. Both are exchanges with surroundings. Next, isolated system means neither exchange of heat energy nor exchange of matter with surroundings. So that means there is no exchange of heat energy, there is no exchange of matter with surroundings. That is called isolated system. For example, thermos flask. Neither exchange of heat energy nor exchange of matter, with surroundings. So that is called isolated system, thermos flask. For example, hot water is placed in a, that means what is that? Simple example is hot box. So it can hold that heat energy for certain time. So that is considered as the isolated system. Neither exchange of heat energy nor exchange of matter. So hot box, or that means heating kettle, that is considered as isolated systems. So these are the three types of systems: closed system, open system and isolated system. Closed system, open system and isolated system. So these are the types of systems in thermodynamics. So next, Next, again we can discuss with, here we can discuss one more thing. Zeroth law of thermodynamics again. Once again we can discuss with zeroth law of thermodynamics. What is zeroth law of thermodynamics? What is the zeroth law of thermodynamics? How can we discuss with this again? So we already discussed about this in thermal properties of matter and zeroth law of thermodynamics. So let us say like this. For example, this is the body A and this is the body B and this is the body C. A is one isolated system, B is one isolated system and C is also one isolated system. So what is this means? There is no exchange of heat energy between these two. There is no exchange of heat energy between these two. There is no exchange of heat energy between these two. Isolated systems, let us say. A is the isolated system, B, C. So how can you define zeroth law of thermodynamics? If two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium, individually with the third body. So two bodies, let us say A and B, are in thermal equilibrium with third body. A is in thermal equilibrium with C and B is in thermal equilibrium with C. So that means if two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium individually with the third body, two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium individually with the third body, then those two bodies are also said to be in thermal equilibrium. Then these two bodies are also said to be in thermal equilibrium. So that is the situation. So that means here A and C are in thermal equilibrium. A and C are in thermal equilibrium. Next, here B and C are in thermal equilibrium. Then we can say that A and B are also A and C are also in thermal equilibrium. A and C are also in thermal equilibrium. So that means if TA, TB and TC are temperatures of A, B and C. So first A and C are in thermal equilibrium, that means TA is equals to TC. B and C are in thermal equilibrium, that means TB is equals to TC. Then we can say that TA is equals to TB. So that is the situation. If A and C are in thermal equilibrium, B and C are in thermal equilibrium, then we can say that A and B are also said to be in thermal equilibrium. That means if TA is the temperature of A, temperature of B, temperature of C, A and C are in thermal equilibrium, that means TA is equals to TC. B and C are in thermal equilibrium, that means TB equals to TC. Based on this, what we can say that A and B are also in thermal equilibrium. That's why TA is equals to TB. So this is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law explains about the concept of temperature. Zeroth law explains about concept of temperature. So that is zeroth law of thermodynamics.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.